All right, so this video is going to kind of give you the ins and outs on how to create a FlipGrid. This is a video you're going to want to watch if you are wanting to create a FlipGrid as an administrator. So you're wanting to use this, push this out to your students, or use this in any kind of professional development situation. So this video is going to show you how to create your own FlipGrid as the admin. So first step is going to be to go to the website flipgrid.com. It's going to take you to this website where you're going to want to go ahead and log in. You're going to want to click on that sign up today, and the easiest way to sign up is going to be, if you're an educator, go ahead and go into the educator link. You're going to sign up with a Google account. It's super streamless and easy to set up. If you don't have that, you can use any email address. And then again, students, if you're going to get your students set up, they don't have to have their own account when you actually do a FlipGrid. However, if they're going to be creating their own kind of admin FlipGrid, you are going to want them to sign up here as a student as well. But I will kind of get into that a little bit here in a minute. So as you get your information in there, you're also going to want to make sure that you submit your age of your learner and whatever your subject's going to be. And it's really as easy as that. So now you've got your FlipGrid set up. They do have the option of purchasing a student classroom account. Really, the FlipGrid itself is pretty easy to use on the free version. You are limited to the number of grids that you have, but you really don't need more than one because you can use a lot of different video links within one grid, if that makes sense. So once you get into the program, your home screen or your admin page is going to look just like this. And this is where you're going to set up your grid. Okay, so you're going to go to this where it says new grid here. You're going to click on that. And then this is where you're going to want to set your class. So for example, if you're a 5th grade teacher, you might put, Mrs. Pickett's 5th grade here in this box, or 7th hour, or Mrs. Pickett's class. You're not going to want to label this anything very specific because this is where you're going to is going to be like the hub for all your different videos that you create. As you get in there, this is setting kind of the standards for this grid. You can set allowing for password protection, share links. You can be notified when people post to your page. So this is just a place for you to kind of set privacy settings and those kinds of things. So once you've done that, you've pretty much set up your FlipGrid. You can drop files or upload any documents to go along with your FlipGrid. Again, this is kind of, for me, I look at this as like your classroom. So I didn't add a ton of information to this part. When I got into the specific video links is where I got a little bit more specific in what I was looking for and the uploads and those kinds of things. Then you pick a picture. You can upload your own picture, and you're all set. So this is what an actual grid looks like. So you'll notice the name of this class is Education Flipped. And then there's that flip code. That's going to be really important for you later down the road. Okay, so you're going to notice there's already a topic in here. The topics are where you drill down to that specific content. You're going to want to make sure you're active. The share grid button is a really easy way for you to push out a link to your students or anyone who's going to access this grid to get the link to how to get into this specific piece. There's also the flip code right here. Oops. The flip code right there is going to give you how to get to this specific topic. Page, I'll kind of go back to that. The new topic link. That's where you're going to set the actual video. So when you're creating a new topic, hopefully you saw in that last you want to create. Go in here and put in your topic title. So if it's going to be introduction to the class, maybe you're wanting a video on the American Revolution, whatever you want it to be, that's where you're going to set that. Your video length can be no longer than 1 minute and 30 seconds, but you can shorten that if you'd like. This is a place for you to put your topic date. You can also moderate it so you can improve responses. If you're in a middle school classroom, that could be helpful because you want to make sure that everything's appropriate. And then here's where you're going to put your topic description in, explaining what you want students to do on the event. You're going to want to make sure your assignment is active. You can set a freeze date. You can leave it open. So if you want students to post the video within 3 days, you can definitely set a freeze date on that. And then this is the part that I really like. I think it's a great piece to the program, is that you can add topic resources. So if you want to upload an image, you can upload a document, you can add a video. So if you need some kind of resource for them to reference within the FlipGrid, this is where you would do that. Students can also put their own topic into, I'm sorry, let me start that over. Students can also put their own topic attachment in here. So if you're having them create a script, they wrote a book report, they created a script about the book, they can upload that script to their FlipGrid and then record the video that parallels with that. So that's another good feature of the program. The response features, you can have students reply to each other. To do the replies to responses, this piece right here, you do have to pay for that subscription. And then also, it does allow an option to do stickers and drawings for decorations and emojis and reactions and those kinds of things. That's kind of a personal preference if you want your students to be able to use that. So that's kind of the nitty-gritty on how to set up your own FlipGrid basically page for your students. So what you're going to see here is this is my main screen for as an administrator. So my FlipGrid itself is called Education Flipped. And then you see my first grid that I have is, my first idea is the introduction. Okay? And so that's where you're going to want your kids or your students to get to access the video part of this project. So that's really how the FlipGrid works in itself. The other video that we're going to include in here is how to get into FlipGrid on the student side.